Ever since the pandemic, we've been really on it. Bullish on it, cop an NFT every morning. On me millionaire, lifestyle never boring. Moon boy, watch them charts start soaring. Crypto to a Lambo, it's a foreign. I've been all around the VeVe verse, we've been touring. FOMO, fear, missing out while we scoring. On me millionaire, 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 millionaire. Cause you know when it rains, it be pouring. We was all investing, they was snoring. Now look at my collection, it's enormous. On me millionaire, 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 millionaire. Bullish on that cryptocurrency, and you know it. Ever since the pandemic, we've been really on it. Bullish on it, cop an NFT every morning. On me millionaire, lifestyle never boring. Meet me there, on the moon, it's important. Thank you to everybody that supported. Now we poppin' champagne, that's important. And we kept playing the game, ain't aborted. Solid diamond hands are rewarded. On me millionaire, millionaire, millionaire.
What's up, my homies and fellow NFT collectors? We got Bud Thompson with us. It's Weekend Market Watch. What's up, Bud?
Hey everyone, it's Bud, and I'm back on the vault once again. I hope you guys are having a great Friday and a start to your weekend. Let's go.
What's up, my homies? Thanks for coming to chat and chilling with us. We got the OG Bud Thompson here. What's up, Garrett? What's up, Mr. Marquez? Falanini's here. Tito 420. Greedy One's in the house. Sante De Hesse. What's up, everybody? We got a few things to talk about. Luis Perez wants to know if it's the time to buy. We're definitely going to be talking about what we should be looking at in the marketplace right now. The first thing I'm going to get to is some stuff that people were asking me in the chat. They probably saw me. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but I paper-handed my whole entire Pixar set. I had the full set with 2 Woodies and 2 Lightning McQueens. As soon as the market opened up, I sold them all. Their prices have still gone down from there, so I guess it was a good move. I don't know, but Thompson, what do you think about the Pixar prices? They never did pump at all. Do you think it's smart to sell them, or do you think it's smart to buy right now?
You know, I don't know any of the answers. You know, who knows when the next pump is gonna come? I say, I don't have any reasons to suspect that there's gonna be any kind of crazy price action to the upside. So selling it isn't the worst idea. I am thinking about making a big move on the app. I'm not really willing to divulge quite yet, but eventually I hope I will get into it. But I am thinking about making a similar very big move, man. Yeah, no, I don't know if it's a good time, man. I'm kind of just on the sidelines holding right now, you know, just holding tight. That's personally where I'm at. I don't know the right answer.
Yeah, there's a lot of people right now that are just keeping an eye on the market to see what happens, especially with this big drop coming up tomorrow. And thanks to a few people in the chat, apparently. Thanks to Sam and everybody who let me know that the Medium article just dropped for the Disney duo. So let's find out what we're getting. I know Timon and Pumbaa is one of them. People have been speculating on what the rest of them will be. It's blind box, of course. I'm expecting retail price to be 60 gems, and it is 60 gems. 13,000 on Timon and Pumbaa. And oh man, that's going to be big, y'all. Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are dropping, and Winnie the Pooh is super popular in Disney. And we got some more. We got a couple from Cogsworth and Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know how well that one's gonna do, Cogsworth. And then we got Flounder and Sebastian from The Little Mermaid is also dropping, and these are rares. Let's see. So the 10,333 Cogsworth is an uncommon. Pooh is a common with 13,000. We got a rare Flounder and Sebastian with 8,000. Oh, we got more. We got Chippendale. 6,000. That's your ultra rare. Blind box, price is 60 gems. Whew, what's your reaction, Bud?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it right now. I want to talk about it because honestly, I'm just looking at it right now. I want to talk about this right now with you, and me and you can go ahead and get into like some early predictions right off the bat. I want to talk about this drop like crazy. First and foremost, let me get your take, Vault. What is the grail of these pieces? Which one is the grail?
Oh, that's easy. That is Winnie the Pooh, no doubt.
Exactly. No doubt. Everybody should know that. All right. What about, okay, so with that being said, what do you think about place number 2? Because now that we see all of them, I'm curious what your thoughts about, like, which one would you think might be the second most popular?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa, Hakuna Matata. That would be my guess. Maybe that's why that's the commons, too.
I say it's a close one. What is your third? Because in my mind, it's actually a close second. What's your third?
I gotta go with Little Mermaid as the more popular than
Exactly.
Chippendales.
So exactly. That's exactly what my thought is. You know, Winnie the Pooh at number one, Timon and Pumbaa at number two. We've got number three is going to be the Flounder and Sebastian, and then we're basically left with Chippendale and Cogsworth. Those two are basically a toss-up for last, probably even. But that's exactly what I was thinking, man. Sounds like you were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like scarcity doesn't matter at all when it comes to these. It's all about which has the most popular character. So the fact that Chippendales is only 6,000 editions compared to 13,000 editions for Winnie the Pooh, I think still Winnie the Pooh is going to be the more valuable, more expensive NFT in this collection.
I think Winnie's gonna flip every single piece here.
Now, what about this
Um,
here? Let me ask you this: are we going to have to own every single one to complete this set?
I mean, I don't know about it.
Looks
You
like
know,
it.
probably.
If so,
Yeah, it
man,
looks like. I mean, it's all in the same. It's all in the same Medium article.
that'll
So there's either
definitely
two
be.
possibilities. Either each one is their own set, or they're a big set of five.
That's a big
My
set for
gut,
Disney Go to Moments.
my gut is on big set of five. I think some of these pieces aren't like some of these ones in this drop in particular are certainly not like crazy rare pieces. I mean, even Flounder and Sebastian ultimately, as far as like just like thinking back on it now, yeah, these ones aren't like super popular characters. I mean, besides Winnie, you know, Winnie is like the obvious one.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of wonder why we're getting secondary characters on some of these movies. Like, where's Bella and the Beast, and where's the Little Mermaid? Are they saving that for another Disney Go to Moment or their own drop? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we'll see. I mean, is every single Disney character going to be a golden moment? Obviously not. So, which ones will be left out and that? I mean, it's going to be interesting because obviously they drop Pixar pieces, so those pieces are most likely not going to be golden moments. So, it's kind of weird. I think some of them might come out as golden moments, but we could see a world where, you know, eventually, you know, they do like Disney princesses as some kind of alternate set and or you know something like that, right?
Yeah,
So
they actually have a collection of 50 golden statues, and people are starting to think that we're going to get all 50 of those statues. I'm trying to find a list somewhere. Somebody said it was online. I just got to find the actual list, and it looks like because some of these that we got today were the ones that they were saying were part of that list of 50. So I think it's a real thing. It's the Fab 50 character statues. So I guess we can go through there, and then we'll know what's coming. We're probably going to get all of these.
yeah, you know, the thing is, how long is this going to take? You know, we've been on the Batman Black and White series for a long time, and I mean, they don't make progress on that thing very fast at all. You know what I mean? They don't make any progress on that. You know, they very slowly inching through that one. So hopefully that's kind of, I'm hoping that's not like what we'll see, but who do I know? What do I know?
I see some here like the Mad Hatter, the Cheshire Cat. I mean, I don't know if Cheshire Cat would be very popular, but that would be a really cool NFT to own. And Abu, Tinkerbell. I think Tinkerbell would be huge. I see Pinocchio. Pinocchio would be super big.
I think Cheshire Cat, personally, this is just my personal opinion. I would rather have Cheshire Cat as a like fully like a not golden piece. I want it to be just normal colored, right? I almost want Cheshire Cat that's like trippy, so like as you move around it or look around it, it like is
Ooh.
like tie dye or something. You know what I mean? Like so that it's like cool AR function. I'm just kind of brainstorming here, but I think I would want the Cheshire Cat to not be golden. So there's definitely some characters I would want to not be golden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's just
agree.
my opinion.
Definitely, I agree with that. And even animated would be cool on the Cheshire Cat if it could go from like invisible to, or where you can only see his eyes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes,
What's up,
yes.
Sean? They probably do themes. Sean says they probably do themes, so Disney Princess Golden Moments have to be on deck. Ooh, that would be a big drop if we had 5 Disney Princess Golden Moments all at the same time.
I mean
Cinderella.
that's so much star power. I don't know if they can drop that much star power in a drop. I mean, even looking at this drop, like their star power, we got Winnie the Pooh, but it's not like crazy star power. You know what I mean? Like if there was a drop with all the princesses, man, that would just be like a lot of IP in one go. You
That
know?
does make sense though. Why they might not be dropping Bella from Beauty and the Beast, and instead they're dropping side characters. The same with Little Mermaid. Maybe they're saving all those princesses for something big.
Yeah.
Maybe their own sets without being golden moments. Maybe they'll each have 5 rarity sets like a Spider-Man set.
Man, I'm kind of pumped up for this drop now. Now that I'm seeing these edition sizes, I might have a slight chance at this thing. You know what I mean? Like to see the edition sizes here.
That is a good point. There are a lot. If you think about all 5 of the drops, all 5 of the golden moments that are dropped, and you do the math, it's a big drop. We're gonna have a lot drop, and we're gonna have a lot of W's tomorrow, hopefully. I'm gonna check the Disney
Yep.
golden moments prices and see if they've went up or down with the news of this drop. Do you think these are a good pickup right now? You think they're falling because the drop's coming, and if you're trying to maybe get an Elsa right now is the time to do it, or do you think you should wait till after this drop?
Well, I think I don't know. I don't know if like making like I don't know if like timing moves is something that's easy to do, you know what I mean?
It's hard to
Making
do.
perfectly timed moves is almost impossible. So it's tough for me to say. What I would say is like when you have your mindset on selling something, you'll know. But in my opinion, like we're starting to get to the point where we're starting to have like such a variety. So in my opinion, it's probably more so important now as we progress to focus on collecting what you like. I personally think that like as we go on and as we progress with VeVe, it's more just important to collect what you like just because we have so much stuff now, you know?
Yeah, there's a big difference between people on the app, I guess, investing or trying to get quick flips and people collecting. I mean, if you have a long term vision of what the metaverse is going to be and what NFTs are going to mean in the metaverse and why they're going to have more value in the future, then you're probably building stuff up you're collecting. And if you're collecting, you should probably be collecting the stuff you like. Like, I'm not a huge Disney fan. I mean, I don't watch a lot of Disney. I got a kid, so I watch a little bit now. But I do like Deadpool a lot. So instead of collecting a bunch of Disney golden moments, I went and got the Deadpool sets and the Deadpool comics because that's just more of what I like, even though I don't know for sure that they're going to be more valuable than Disney golden moments in the future. It's just something more I'd rather hold on to. DSA says, I'm all for Stitch. Cannot wait for him to drop. Is that Stitch and Lilo? Lilo? I think I've seen that movie. BJN says, is this a setup for a mass marketing to bring in new users? This is once in a lifetime opportunity. What do you think? You think Disney's gonna put some marketing out with this, maybe some tweet, and try to get a big influx of users to the app this weekend or tomorrow?
You know, I would hope so. You know, I want them to, right? But
Yeah.
my headset is beeping at me, by the way. If I have to switch audio because it dies, I'll try to do it fast. So
All right, no problem.
apologize. I don't even know where the audio setting is, so
Good
okay,
morning,
I got it. I got
Raveologist.
it.
Raveologist says, good morning, VV
I know how to
OGs.
switch it if I do, if it
Okay.
does die, so good. But yeah, I don't know. I hope they do some kind of marketing. You know, I've always felt like there was always room for us to do some kind of like advertising type thing, you know, so and make some moves. Like I said, I mean, I made a video this morning. I was talking about. I do think that, you know, VeVe deserves more attention. Like all these other NFT like projects are getting crazy attention, even compared to VeVe. You know, so I think we should be. You know, we have like the thing that's like weird is that we actually have a budget. You know what I mean? VeVe actually has a budget. All these other NFT projects have no budget and they're still like insanely popular online. You know what I mean? So obviously there's stuff we can do. You know what I mean? Obviously there's stuff that VeVe can do. So I
I'm
think
not.
that there's more that could be done because we actually have a budget. You know what I mean? These other companies that are making NFTs, there's just like random people in their garages just making NFTs. You know, they don't have a budget to
Yeah.
like promote anything.
That's true, and I'm wondering what they have up their sleeve. And we were talking about this right before the stream started. I want to get into it with you a little bit. Before I do, guys, make sure you guys are subscribed to Butt Thompson if you haven't already. I'm going to link his YouTube channel in the stream, but it's also linked in the description. Like he said, he just put out a video this day talking about this morning, and I was watching. I think it was live for a little bit, and then also we were talking about how apparently there's going to be a pre-recorded video dropping early next week from the founders Dan Crothers and David Yu. And apparently, I don't know, I heard the word juicy. It's going to have some juicy information in it. And usually they do live AMAs, and we haven't really seen any pre-recorded videos from them like this before. So it's interesting on what that's going to be about. I was going to see what Butt thinks it might be about and do a little bit of speculating. I know Butt doesn't like to speculate, but what do you think? What do you think that's going to be? That pre-recorded message is all about?
Hmm. I mean, is it a drop? Probably not. You know, they don't usually go this route when there's a drop. So it feels like it's probably something more structural with VeVe, right? That's my just gut shooting from the hip. Okay. Um, I wish like I can tell you what I hope it is, but I have no idea. You know, you always, I'm a random guy. I always say that, but um, I don't know anything. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you what I hope it is. You know, I hope I kind of hope they give us a big update, and there's more than one thing in it. I hope we get a big update. I hope they add drivability for Ecto One and for the DeLorean in this update, and I hope they do a bunch of other stuff. You know, and I hope that they have some kind of big update to like really change the game and make VV like really get people excited again because it does, at least to me, feel like there's kind of a little bit of negativity and a lot of people are kind of drained, you know, they're just drained with everything, you know. So that's what I say about it.
I think it's gonna be good news. I don't know exactly what the news will be, but I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be some good news. What's up, Green Goblin? What's up, Random Hero? Green Goblin says it's really surprising that Disney hasn't done any advertising for the GM drops. They should be going big. They did tweet. I mean, I think they tweeted and retweeted, so at least they're doing a little bit of advertising for it. It's not like VeVe has commercials, so you can't expect Disney to do VeVe commercials. You know what I mean? Is that what they mean by advertising? I'm assuming is commercials. We got Mr. Evo in the house. He's excited about Winnie the Pooh. Let's go. I know everybody's excited about that drop. That's a big one. All Things Strange.
Yep.
All Things Strange says Juicy Smollett. I hear you, bro. It's not Jesse. It's Juicy Smollett. All right, let's talk about a little bit about comics. But did you get the drop today? The Knicks NYX #3. Yeah, I mean, a
No,
lot of
I've been failing. I've been failing like crazy on drops lately. And it's so crazy. Like there was that update on VeVe, maybe when was it? Maybe a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, maybe less than that. I don't know. I don't have no concept of time now. But man, I swear, since that update, I feel like I just can't hit anything. But I might just be crazy. Oh, I did hit one drop not that long ago, but it was a rebound. But like I just feel like I can't actually hit on actual real drops, I feel like.
Yeah, especially comic drops. I'll do all right on some of the not popular stuff like the Ukraine drops. I was able to hit those because there wasn't a ton of people going for them. But on these comics, man, it feels like everybody goes for the comics. They know that if you get anything, that you're probably getting a profit. The worst you can do is lose $1, so you might as well go for it. I think that's why the competition is so high on those.
Hmm.
You gotta.
Although, you know what? I was looking at that newest secret rare for the Spider Woman. I mean, jeez, I've never seen I've never seen a secret rare that cheap before. Seriously.
Dang, I'm just pulled it up. It's almost down to 100 gems. It's at 122 for a secret rare Marvel comic NFT with 600 editions. Only 500 available to the public. It's got that vintage white background to it too. Yeah, man, that is really cheap. I bet somebody's stacking those.
There's basically an equal number of that comic and secret rare Aston Martins.
Pretty much.
And look
Yeah,
at the price
500.
difference.
Jeez.
Right.
Yeah,
Kind of silly.
I'm surprised they're so low. A lot of the newer comics that have been released have been really low, and that fares well for some B tier comics. Like today's comic, the price is going to be really low, but it's rated as a B tier. It's an important comic in the physical world, and it's the first one with mature content. I don't know if that's going to matter in the future, but that might be a good pickup right now. Thomas G gave us a quick little update on the message coming out from VeVe next week. He says, Alex says the video will be meaty, not juicy, which just means a lot of topics to cover. So not necessarily juicy, just meaty. Big difference there. Making me
There's a
hungry.
lot of information, and that probably just means it's probably a lot of expected updates, is what it sounds like. When I hear that, it sounds like a lot of what we're going to hear is like a lot of expected updates. I could be wrong, but that's what I hear. Like, that's what my gut tells me when I hear something like that.
That sounds about right. Sean says, but you're spot on. Longtime supporter and user, but feeling a little drained with the recent turn of events and delays. Hopefully we'll get some good news next week. Another comic I wanted to ask you about, Mr. Thompson, is The Amazing Spider-Man number 130. That's a comic that was just released a couple days ago. There's only 5,000 editions, and in order to get this comic, you had to attend some virtual event held by Marvel Universe. And now I'm wondering what the price action is going to look like. It came out starting at 2K yesterday when it first dropped. It's all the way down to 600 gems now. There's only 5,000 editions. What do you think about that, the way that it was dropped, if that's going to affect the price? You think it's a good pickup? You think you should wait for it to go lower? What do you think?
I think it will go lower. But I'm just a random guy, as I always say. Here's the problem in my mind is that there's really no end to the comics in sight. You know what I mean? There's no end to them in sight, right? So there would have to be a reason for them to go up, you know? And there's a pretty big abundance of Spider-Man stuff. So it's not, it's like, it's almost like you could have like 5 Spider-Man comics without that one, you know what I mean? And still have a ton of points there. So I think, like, I have a feeling it'll go down. If you want my impression, like something like that would be way better if it was like an actual digital collectible. That's just my gut. That's like my instinct. If it was like a, you know, if it was like a Spider-Man statue or just any, you know, just some kind of unique statue for that, like that would have been insane. You know, that would have been nice. But comic, a little bit, I don't know, a little bit. It's just not something that like, you know, it's not something that makes me say, wow, you know, I mean, there's already so many other Spider-Man comics. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, but another one just got listed at 600, and my buddy from the Palace in the chat was able to pick up one of these Amazing Spider-Man 130s for only 350 gems on auction this morning. Oh man, oh yeah, okay, that's an auction. I
That's
don't
a
look
good
at auctions
grab.
usually, so yeah, they're going pretty cheap. I kind of feel like that with only 5,000 editions and the fact that it didn't go to any bots, that might help the price a little bit. You're gonna have people out there who want to get at least one of every comic on the app, and 600 gems. I feel like it might be a good pickup. Prices are going to go down right now. I wouldn't buy it right now. I wouldn't buy anything until right before tomorrow's drop. But if you're a comic collector and you like Spider-Man, this might be a good scarce comic to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, when it was going for 2,000, I would have said no way, Jose, you know. I didn't think that was a good price, but you know, where it's getting to now makes sense. You know, now it's starting to get into a range where it actually makes pretty good sense. And it's a nice comic. I mean, it's Spider-Man, you know, it's a nice Spider-Man, so
First appearance of the Spider Buggy. When we were talking about comics, though, that's going to bring up the topic of the week in VeVe. I'm sure everybody knows what the topic of the week is. Should we be grading VeVe comic NFTs? So, Mr. Thompson, I'm sure everybody in the chat wants to know what your opinion is on this topic in particular.
right. I mean, I made a video about it. My opinion hasn't really changed that much. I just don't like. I think everybody's problem is just with the word grading. I wish there was just another word for it. I wish they just called it something else. You know, that's just my gut. Like that's like literally the root of the problem is just calling it grading. Because, like, I don't know. Calling it a value assessment makes much better sense in my opinion. So that's just my take on it. I actually think it's actually not a bad idea. I don't hate the idea of like giving like assessing something's value, but I don't love the idea of calling it grading. But I like the idea. You know, I think it's a good idea. I have Pokemon cards that are graded literally right next to me here, and I have graded Pokemon card right here, and that's because I like collecting graded cards, and I think collecting graded NFTs could be the same thing. But using the term grading, it's just, you know, it's just not what it is. So that's just my take on it. Like I said, though, I like the idea. You know, I think it's a good idea.
Yep, I'm right there with you. I pretty much agree with everything you just said there, which is surprising because I think we're in the minority here where we actually think it's not a bad idea. A lot of people are like, don't do it, scrap it completely. If they would just call it, like you said, a price valuation, it makes plenty of sense. Thank you, Kobe Collects, for that super chat, my man. But it definitely can't be grading because grading is not subjective. That's why PSA and HGC have artificial intelligence machines grading their baseball cards right now. And also you have to think in the future with the MCP program, if you're a high tier MCP collector, then you're able to burn NFTs. And if you want to burn off some of these D tier comics, maybe you're burning off some 3-digit serial numbers. And if you burn off enough of them, it's going to change the grade of something that graded. Maybe you got serial number 675 and it got a 8.5 because there's so many below it that could be the first minted, but now all those ones below it got burnt, so now it's maybe the third lowest one, and that changes the grade completely, and you can't change grades, so it doesn't make any sense to call it grading. If you want to do a price evaluation, though, there's nothing wrong with that, even if you want to charge for it, if you're an expert in the field, but listening to that Twitter Spaces, it seems like the person creating all this has like not very much experience at all in the comic collecting. He only owns like 20 comics and admits that he just got into comic collecting. So I don't know how this guy is the one coming up with the grading system. Personally, that seemed a little weird to me. Sam says, I got the secret rare comic on the 4-minute rebound just delivered. Let's go. Congratulations, Sam. You're the first person I've heard got a secret rare today. And man, the price action on this comic was pretty interesting. We were watching it after the drop. The secret rare went down to under 200, and then it shot all the way up to 360 and sit there at 360 for a while before dropping now back down to 200. Do you think that's a market manipulation? Do you think that's people stacking the secret rare? What do you think's going on when that happens right in the middle of deliveries? But
I mean, I've definitely noticed some similar stuff. So, you know, I've definitely noticed some similar stuff, right? I always just I'm always just a positive guy, man. That's just the honest answer about it. Vault is just like I'm always positive, so I'm just assuming people are buying it, man. I always like am just assuming the best. Like I know it's easy for people to kind of if you're in a negative mood, it's easy for you to think that something shady's happening. If you're in a positive mood, maybe you think that just that's just how it is and people are buying it up. I'm just always kind of assuming something positive is happening, so I just assume people are buying it. I watch it all the time. When I see price action happening, I'm like, whoa, like when something drops and the price goes up or the price goes down and like crazy out of nowhere, like I just sometimes.
That's actually a perfect take into what I want to lead into. Like what you're saying is it could just be somebody honestly buying a bunch of these up and trying to make a profit. And my man Rational Asset was just talking about this on Twitter. He sent me a DM about it, about whether or not is that moral, is stacking NFTs moral, is controlling the market, is manipulating the market. I mean, if you have enough gems, if I have enough gems and we have a common here for 6 gems, is it moral for me to spend 1,000 gems and buy 800 of these and then control the price a little bit? Or is that something is that illegal? Is that immoral? What do you think?
Well, right off the bat, if you're doing it because you love it, like look, is Ray Fixie buying up the Givenchy's immoral? Not really. I mean, he actually really freaking liked that piece, and he bought a ton of, and he bought that thing out like crazy. Is that immoral? No, I don't think so. He actually was buying it because he liked it, and I don't think he has any plan in selling anything. You know what I mean? He's not buying it to manipulate anything. I don't think he even cares. Like, they went up in value, right? And he's probably up like a tremendous amount of money, but I don't think he even really cares about that. He bought it because he liked it. So above all else, it kind of comes down to right away, what is the reason you're buying it? If you buy it because you love it, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're buying it to like manipulate it, now we're starting to get into an area where, like you can make an argument. I think you can make an argument either way. If you want my opinion, like my personal life opinion on it, just kind of like my gut shooting from the hip is like everybody has an opportunity to take advantage. Like it's kind of a level playing field. Like sure, some people might not have as much money, right? Whatever, like you might say, but like everybody had an equal opportunity to do it. And if somebody does it and they succeed, well, they took a risk to some degree. So it's, at the end of the day, everything is a risk. So I don't personally think it's immoral personally.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because I've done it on a lot lower scales. Because a lot of times, for a long time, I would buy up all the Pepperinos under 50 all the time. All the Fumos under 50 and then list them all back at $49.99 one at a time. I've done that many times. I don't think that's immoral. I think people have enough gems to do that at a larger scale. And it's just a way to play the game, right?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it really personally. Like I said, I always assume people are like doing what's good. So if I do see somebody stacking it, I'm just gonna assume that they love it. And like unless they prove to me that there's some kind of like greedy person that's trying to take money out of people's pockets, I'm just not gonna assume that. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, good call. E-Rock says, we believe you, but especially with that baby face. Speaking of which, I need to shave so I can get a baby face too. I got to do that after this stream, especially before tomorrow's Disney drop. You got to shave before Disney drop. Gabe Hernandez says, is it comics and cryptos trying to push the grading? I think it's, I mean, I don't think it's a horrible idea. I just don't think you can call it grading. It's not grading. Grading is conditioned. It's always been conditioned. Thomas Werwer says, they just posted a Medium article about golden moments. Yeah, we were just checking out. We're going to pull it up again one more time before we end the stream. I know Butt has to get back to work in about 10 minutes, but I am excited about this drop tomorrow. It's going to be a 60 gem blind box drop, and it's Disney golden moments. And I'll pull it up right now. And Butt Thompson is excited about it as well. We were just talking about the ones we think are going to be worth the most. I think everybody's going to agree that it's all about the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
Definitely. I mean, no doubt about it. I think we got Pooh, Timon and Pumbaa, Little Mermaid, and then a last place tie, maybe the most rare one has a slight edge just because of rarity in that case, you know.
All right, this is gonna be tough, man. I'll go first if you want me to, but we're gonna have to give the chat some of our price predictions on tomorrow's drop. Go ahead, man. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm going to ruffle some feathers here, Vault, and I'm sorry about that because there's going to be a lot of people that probably disagree with me on this. I don't know, and things are always changing, but what I'm going to say is I think that Winnie the Pooh is going to be going for $700 to $800. Let's just go ahead and start with that one. $700 to $800 for Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say 800 for Winnie the Pooh. That was gonna be the top one for me. 800 was where I was at on that.
Okay, and then let's just go ahead and lump Timon and Pumbaa and the other one together, Little Mermaid, and let's just assume that those are both gonna be in the. I'm not gonna lie here, and this is gonna seem low, but I'm gonna say $400 to $600 range, and I honestly think that those other ones could be in the $300 to $400 range, and I know that's going to sound crazy, but I think that's where I'm at.
I'm right there with you. I think 500 on the Timon and Pumbaa, maybe 600, and then low 500s or high 400s for the next one, which was the Flounder and Sebastian. However, I think Chip and Dale might hang out there with at that 500, 400 range, with it being the rare 6,000 editions. And I think the lowest one is going to be Cogsworth and Lumiere, which might be around 300, 350 if I had to guess.
Yeah, this is going to be the time when you're going to be able to get a golden moment for the cheapest price for like a long time, I would say, you know, since a long time.
And people are going to be planning on stacking up on these whenever the market opens after the drop. So they're going to be selling off some of their NFTs that they already own for cheap before the drop. So you might see some good deals. A lot of people like to buy the dip before a big drop like this if you have the gems for it. So you definitely want to keep your eye on the market. All Things Strange says, does anyone know if the comic grading is anything more than a picture they send you of the book with the label? If that is all it is, I don't think it moves the needle. Yeah, I think it's just a JPG, a JPEG. With a grade on it. The only thing I don't like about it is grading secret rares at like 1.5. I mean, that doesn't make any sense price-wise, value-wise. Thomas G says, thought Walt would be the only ultra-rare golden moment, honestly. Oh, is this an ultra-rare? It is the ultra-rare, so I guess this is only the second ultra-rare. I don't know if that's going to raise the price on it a little bit. 6,333 editions. That's usually what we get for the rares, right? That's what Avengers logo has? Something like that. Is that right, Butt?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah, so even though it's ultra rare, it's the same edition size as the rares. Jacob says 800 gems or $800 at 0.55 to gem value. Same thing. Or no, 800 gems, actually. NFC referee says lower. He thinks the price will be lower. Mr. Evo says that doesn't sound crazy at all. People seem to forget what were the prices when the first one dropped. Star Wars was going for 200, 300 gems. Yeah, that's how much I paid for when I was buying my Star Wars sets. And Gabe says he sounds right. Those price predictions sounds right in these market conditions. Yeah, I think that's about what we're going to be looking like on prices. But also, if you want to stock up, if you want an Elsa, I saw Elsa at 1.2 when we started this stream, and it's all the way back up to 1.5K now. And it's probably going to drop back down to 1.2, maybe even lower before tomorrow's drop. That's one of the ones I like a lot on the app. That might be a good pickup, Elsa. What other NFTs are you thinking are going to be making some moves, maybe, Mr. Thompson?
I don't really think anything's going to be making any moves. You know, as of right now, I think that we're looking at basically prices kind of across the board going down. And guessing which one's going to go down most is almost impossible, I feel like. So it's a little bit tricky to say. I'm always keeping an eye on like the big time grails as my kind of indication of how the market's going, because I always expect a piece like Todd to be one of the first big movers. If there's like a big pump, I expect Todd to be one of the first to go up. That's one that's going to be just people are grabbing, grabbing, grabbing. So that's what I would say.
Do you think Disney Golden Moments fall in that same category? Like they're kind of going to be a bellwether of the market. They'll be the first ones to start pumping, or now that we have so many, they're not the ones to look at anymore. Are there particular ones besides Todd that you look at as market bellwethers?
Um, I mean, I'm always just looking for pieces that were like important when they dropped. And so, I'm looking for kind of expensive pieces and pieces that were important when they dropped. So sometimes I look at slightly less expensive pieces, but I'll look at the Aston Martin. The new Aston Martin's a pretty good one to look at because it is very low mintage, and that one's a good one to look at. And Todd. Superman's a good one to look at. I like to look at some golden moments. Sometimes I'll look at the ultra rare Delo, you know what I mean? Pieces that were like big, when they came out. And so that's what I would say.
And what do you think about pieces that dropped during the gym squeeze? Is that a big effect on their price? Maybe they never got a pump. Do you think that those are underpriced because they dropped during a gym squeeze, or that they're already reached the actual price where they should be?
The answer is some of them. The pieces that have the strong IP and the low, and basically the pieces that have the right balance between IP and mintage, and rarity. You already know that. And so I think there's going to be some pieces that do well and some pieces that were bad rarity, and for that reason they suffer, and they weren't high enough IP for the amount of mintages they had or what have you.
Absolutely. I agree completely. It's all about mixing up the scarcity with the IP. That always works well on VeVe in particular. All right, guys. Mr. Thompson has a real job and he has stuff to do. He can't hang out all day, but we appreciate him so much for coming in and providing some of his insight on what NFTs you should be watching in the market over the weekend. We got a big drop tomorrow. We got Disney Golden Moments dropping tomorrow. And make sure you guys are preparing your devices before that drop, resetting your router, setting your alarm, and make sure you're preparing yourself because it's a big one. 60 gems is the retail price. All right, but Thompson, any last thoughts you want to leave the chat with?
Not really much. I just want everybody to have a great weekend. Good luck on the drop, everybody that's going for it. Don't get too bent out of shape. Beyond that, nothing crazy in my world, in the world of Butt. I am starting to shoot videos on my cell phone now. I kind of like doing that. If you want to come check them out, please do. Otherwise, just have a great weekend, everybody, seriously.
And absolutely check out Butt Thompson's YouTube channel if you're not subscribed already. The description has the link to his YouTube channel. And also, guys, we're going to go ahead and egg Mr. Dino Lang's chat as we get out of here. If you don't know how to do that, just go to the link. He's live streaming right now. We're going to go to his live stream. We're going to go in there. We're going to go to our custom emojis. We're going to type in the word egg. We're going to put a few eggs up there, and we're going to go in there, and we're going to egg his stream because he eggs everybody else. And that way, if you guys want to keep watching some live VeVe content, you can check out his stream. He's always talking about market price movements, and right now he's talking about a massive VeVe trade that he's been talking about. And he won't tell us what he traded. I think he got a Todd, but I don't know yet. I'm going to have to tune in. So let's all head over there to his channel. Let's egg his stream, and then we will see you guys tomorrow at the live drop. Thanks again, Bud, for hanging out with us. All right, I'm over here. I'm gonna start egging them, guys. Let's get in there. Let's get some eggs going. Let Mr. Dino know we are in the chat. We are in the building. It's egg time. Egg this, man. All right, guys. We will see you on tomorrow's drop. Mr. Thompson, thanks for hanging out. See you guys.
Of course. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace. Drop them eggs.